Hey guys, it's Jules. It's time for another stitch with me, and we're going to be working on E Pluribus Unum again, out of many one, from Heartstring Samplery, and pattern that I'm really kind of getting going on now, trying to get this done. But it is something I worked on a bit yesterday, so I thought, well, I'm just going to continue it. I got my my trusty stitchy glasses here, my Stitchy Vision, and I dropped my little pile of orts that I use for the cushioning there, but I'll make do just for this stitching video. I didn't want to get up and go search for it or try to make another pile, so. But let me pull out the pattern and stick it way over the hill so y'all can't see it. And let's get going. Grab your favorite project. And let's see what we can do. The light has not been as good this morning so far. Trying to get this all set up, so hopefully this will still look pretty decent for you. I just got to figure out where I'm starting. Let's see here. 2, 3. It's a little harder with the stitchy glasses doing this because I'm a little further away than I normally would be when I'm stitching. So the stitchy glasses are really coming in handy right now. Ow, what did I just put my elbow upon over here? Oh, I had to change the light and everything this morning because it's kind of overcast. We weren't expecting that. We thought it was going to be a nice sunny day, and it probably still will be. It's just pretty early. It's only like about 7 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock or so. Got up pretty early this morning. We have some new neighbors, which they're renting a little place next door. The former Canadian house, well, it's still a Canadian house. They're renting it out, but they rented it out to some folks, and we met them yesterday. Super nice people. The problem is they have a dog that I think stays outside an awful lot, and said dog is, you know, new territory, trying to figure life out. And our dogs run out, and then there's just a passel of fence fighting that goes on. And that, man, does that ever just trigger me. And so we're working on trying to get that solved, but it's just a royal pain right now because it gets so loud. And I got up super early this morning. I was up at about 6:15 or so, went to let everybody out. Was thinking, well, the dog next door is not going to be out at 6:15, right? Wrong. That's why I was just wondering if he was out all night or if he has. They think they do have a dog door, but I don't know. Anyway, I was not pleased. That did not start my morning off in a pleasant, calm way. I had to go outside, and honestly, when you've got like, of the dogs, like 3 or 4 of them are all barking like their heads off at 6:30, you just grab the hose and you start spraying. And they do pay attention to that because they don't pay attention to me in any other way, and which they should, but not when there's somebody so cool to bark at next door. But oh well. Oh well. I feel like I sound like Bob Ross when I'm doing this with the happy little trees, because I try to be quiet. Oh, that one looks kind of funny. That one didn't look really good. I'm gonna restitch that one. I have not been very good at stitching since my video on Thursday. It's been doing a lot of cleaning. Mom's coming in about 3 or 4 days, so I haven't really been in the mood to sit down and stitch. I've just been working on a bunch of other things, and work was kind of nuts this week, and I just didn't have a lot of time, and I could tell because I was on edge the last couple of days. I'm like, if I don't get my stitchy time, I get kind of cranky. And so I stitched some last night, felt better. I'm gonna stitch a lot today. It's football day. We should be better. Life should be better. Life is better with cross-stitching. Let's see, what was I doing here? But glad you guys like this setup. I mean, this is definitely, if you like the Stitch With Me things, hold on, I'm going to change the light just a bit. If you like the Stitch With Me things, this is obviously as close as it gets. Well, no, actually, that's probably as close as it gets. But I like that you guys like that. That's cool. I like to watch videos of people like building houses and building computers. And so it's kind of a fascination with watching people build things. But I haven't even had time to update my blog in the last like 4 or 5 days. Well, it's not like I haven't had time. I just haven't had anything to put on there. That's really what it's all about. Which is just, ugh, I hate that. Because I want to put stuff up there. Get in there. Anyway. I'm going to have some new videos out. Going to have a good video on the dogs. Hear the dog next door barking. Oh man, this isn't going to work if they leave their dog outside all day long and all night long. He's got a very annoying bark, but they just can't do that. Well, now everybody's going to start barking. I really hope my husband doesn't put the dogs out right now. Yeah, they're going outside right now. I'm going to stay calm. But that just annoys me. You wouldn't think it would. And most of the time it doesn't. But I am very sensitive. I feel like I try to be extremely sensitive to my neighbors, especially on a Sunday morning. I don't want everybody woken up by the dogs barking. I think that's very irresponsible and rude. And, but next time I see the neighbors, I'm going to have to say something about it, because, I mean, they can't have their dog outside, like, all the time, because then we can't let our dogs out, just let them out, because then everything just goes to pot. So, what does that even mean, anything? Everything just goes to pot. You know, everything kind of falls apart. How did that saying come up? I'm going to have to look that one up. I'm going to start working on this side part down here. But I just got to figure out kind of where I need to be. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's this. And then we're going to go over here. And then down there. There we go. I think. We'll see if that works. But anyway, I feel like I'm just way behind on stitching. Not that I'm behind, I just didn't get much done. And that just always just kind of irritates me, because I'm like, I know that if I don't stitch, well, it irritates me. So, and that's something I got to work on. But that was the whole reason why I started stitching in the first place, was because it helped keep me calm. It relaxed me, you know, repetitive movements, something creative, just helped me. I'm trying to think of what we've done this past week. We tried out another food truck yesterday, at the same place that we went to for the barbecue one. And it wasn't as good, unfortunately. It was a kind of a, how do I say this? It was a lobster roll, whatchamacallit, food truck. So it was like, everything was lobster based. So of course it was more expensive. And I was like, well, you know, so I got a lobster roll with like butter and whatnot, and it's, you know, it's pricey. And I was like, well, let's see how big it is. And it was literally like one piece of bread with some lobster in it, and it tasted good. It just wasn't nearly enough for what we paid for it. And so live and learn. Live and learn. I actually am really enjoying these stitch with me's because it literally makes me sit down and stitch for like a solid hour, which is awesome. That's so awesome. So I had a little bit of a, well, and that was part of what happened when I was trying to get down, sit down and do some stitching yesterday, was I was trying to come up with, well, I started working on the football pattern because I've been working on that. And last week I talked a bit about how I felt like I had some issues with, well, I know I had issues there. I bought something that what I believe was counterfeit, and which made me unhappy. And all right, I keep sliding off of the stand on this thing. And so it got me thinking about some different things. And one of the things that I started thinking about was my football piece, my Saturday Evening Post cover that I've been working on for a while, and how like the pilgrim's face, you know, what little I've done just doesn't look right. And what I'm wondering is, you know, I mean, the reality is with those covers, how good of a scan was that in the first place? And is that going to be a situation where when I get out, you know, when I'm stitching it, like, it's just not going to look good. It's just the face won't look good or whatnot because it's not a great scan. And have I just wasted, you know, like a ton of time on something that is just, it's just not going to look good. And I don't know, I just got kind of worried about it yesterday. So I think I'm going to put a blog post up about that a little bit later today. Put up some things about it, have you guys take a look and let me know what you think. Probably talk about it on the next weekly update too, because now I'm just kind of hesitating to do anything on it because I'm like, you know, am I wasting my time? Because, I mean, you guys have seen my work. I like for my work to be precise and to look good. And what I don't want is a blurry, you know, looking cross stitch, because then you can just tell that it just wasn't a good pattern. So I don't know. I guess I could also reach out to the Etsy seller, and the Etsy seller is somebody that's been around for a while, and they have a lot of things up there, and I could reach out to her. I keep sliding off. I'm sorry, guys. I keep sliding off of the side of my stand here, but I don't know. I just started worrying about it yesterday, and I was like, oh man. But like I said, everything's kind of out of sorts right now because of the whole, we're doing some massive cleaning, which is important. It's important no matter if anybody's coming here or not. And you got 7 dogs, you got to clean. Oh, but I was going to tell you guys, so I also upgraded my aquariums this week. Did I bring in I brought in my scissors, didn't I? Well, that's just not going to be good if I don't have my scissors with me. All right, I'm going to pause this and go find a pair of scissors. Oh, no. Oh, goodness, found a pair of scissors. So I'm usually, like, ultra careful when I start doing my stitch-alongs that I have everything with me. But, anyway, so I upgraded my aquariums, and what I did was I ordered a bunch of plants from online, which you can do, believe it or not. They come like 2-day mail, blah, blah, blah. I got, like, you know, you can't order just like a couple. I mean, if you're going to order them and they're going to ship them to you, you're going to order plenty, you know. And so I basically filled up a couple of tanks. And the one that I'm super excited about is the betta tank, because the betta tank was embarrassingly like nothing going on in it. So I needed to get that improved, get that situation improved. Okay, hold on. Now I need to come on this side. I think I'm going to use this right here. You know, what would be a cool video is, hold on. Oh man, I need to get the bigger magnifiers out. Keep hitting my, all right, hold on, let me reset myself here. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. And then there. Yeah, that looks right. We'll see here. You know how we have all the copyright issues, which we can't show the patterns because it's a copyright issue. It'd be cool sometime if I like did my own cross stitch pattern, and then could show you guys, if for those of you who may want to know step by step how to do it, and then not have to worry about, you know, copyright issues with the pattern because it's mine and I don't care. And it'd be like a really simple pattern, you know, nothing big. All right, just gotta make sure, double check all my things. My things are double checked. Check your things. Roger. Things checked. Whew. Like I said, I'm about 6 inches further back from how I normally stitch, so my eyeballs are like, what are you doing? But anyway, so aquarium. Oh man, I gotta tell you, because the betta is a wild Japanese fish, and they actually, you know, when they're growing them out, they grow them in the wild, and then they catch them, but they're like, it's almost like a rice paddy thing in a sense, but not quite. But they're normally used to being in water that is filled with plants, and you know, it's more wild looking and all this other stuff. But so I just really heavily planted that aquarium, and oh my gosh, the betta looks so much happier with all that cover in there, and the tank is, I think, gorgeous with all that greenery in there. And then I added a bunch to the tank with the whatchamacallit, all the big orange fish, the parrotfish, and which was good. And let's see here. Doobly doobly doo, ba doobly 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 doo. Kaplooey, kaplooey. Uh-oh. Trouble in River City, my friends. Hold on, if I do that there. I think that'll be fine. Math is hard, man. I don't care if we're just going 1, 2, 3. It can be hard. The older you get, it's hard. All right. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. Anyway, so I put a bunch of plants in with the parrotfish. Now, that was a gamble because last time I put plants in with the parrotfish, they just kind of ripped the tank apart. And everything ended up in the little wave maker that pushes out the air that kind of keeps a current inside the tank. Currents are important for fish, helps circulate the water, and it gives them something to swim against and whatnot. It simulates their natural environments a little bit better, and they're just happier when they have that. And I basically, last time I just kept pulling out bits of plants, but this time I have all these football decorations inside the tank that I put in, that like Broncos decorations and stuff, even though despite the fact right now I'm wearing a Chicago Bears sweatshirt, but I couldn't find Bears decorations. I could only find the Broncos ones at the time I was looking. So I put some, you know, I think you guys, if you've been watching, you've seen some of the ones that are there, and they have places where I can definitely hide plants a little bit better. And I just did a better job with putting them in there this time. And so I'm hoping that they will eventually you know, grow onto the wood and everything that's there, and then I won't have an issue, and it'll just look better. It'll look more natural. I'm still trying to figure out that particular tank. So, but, yeah, I did something wrong. What did I do wrong, guys? What did I do wrong? Is it this? Is this wrong? I don't think this is wrong. Oh man, don't tell me that I was wrong from the beginning. Oh no, I was wrong from the beginning. Let's see. Let me use... So that's why it's always important to double check and triple check your pattern when you're starting out. Yeah, look at that. You can kind of see what I did, I think. No? It's... Yeah, you see how I... Well, yeah, you see how I did that? So the top three are there, the top three are there, and then that's there. And then I shifted this up one, which is just not going to look good. So... This is wrong, that's wrong, all this is wrong. It's just fine. It's fine, guys. Totally fine. Don't get upset. But this is right. So I'm just going to stick, what I'm going to do with the stitchy long is I'm just going to do this. And then when I pause the video, I think I'll take all this out to do the second half of the video. And we'll fix it. We'll fix it. That's the great thing about cross stitch, is that it's always fixable. And if it's not fixable, like in the case of my football pattern, then just get a new pattern. Oh, I gotta get a new pattern. What? That's terrible. I'm kidding. Actually, that's pretty awesome. Oop, boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. 1, 2, 3. How about my Georgia dogs? Some of you guys know I graduated from Georgia, so I'm happy, although I will fully admit, didn't watch the game. Had other things to do. We were out and about doing other things, and I get too nervous watching football when I care about the team playing, like when I really care. So I don't know what I'm going to do if the Bears ever get good again and watching them, because I get really nervous watching the games. Right now, I don't get nervous watching the Bears because I'm like, well, they're going to lose. Oh, hey, they actually won one. You know, I mean, that's kind of how I approach that. But I try really hard not to get emotionally invested in sports teams. I mean, I'm not playing for them. I don't get money if they win. You know, bragging rights only matter if somebody else cares about your bragging rights, and I just don't care about bragging rights. So it's kind of funny how that's changed in the last 3 or 4 years. I used to care a lot more. A lot more. But it's good to not care so much about sports teams, because it's just kind of crazy. Boom, bada, boom, bada, boom. Boom, 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 boom. So, intermittent fasting has fallen by the wayside just a little bit. I'm going to get back on the horse, but... up until, well, yesterday I did have a little bit of breakfast. My staff got me something for breakfast, so I went ahead and ate it. And then what else happened? Does that line up? Oh, wait a minute, time out. Oh, it does. Whew, okay. Whew, 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 whew. That would have been bad, guys. That would have been really bad. Let's fix this up here. Let's do that. There we go. But, and then this morning, since it started out kind of rough, my husband was like, I think a trip to My Favorite Muffin is what we need. And, oh my God. Yes, thank you. So we went to My Favorite Muffin. They have these gigantic muffins that have like cream in the middle, and I have my Boston cream one. Holy cow, guys! So it's kind of gone by the wayside a little bit, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. So I have only lost a few pounds doing this. I feel a lot better, and I certainly feel that I am thinner, like my weight has redistributed, something like that, around my body. I feel like where I normally carry my weight, I'm not carrying nearly as much anymore, but the scale doesn't reflect that, which is totally fine with me. And it actually forced me to pull out this scale. I think I either got myself or got it as a gift, and I've had it for a couple of years, and I just never used it. It's one of those like body fat scales, and it like does body fat and like bone density, or bone mass or something like that, and and you put in like your height and your gender and your age and all this other stuff. And it was kind of funny because I don't know how it works per se. I'm not exactly sure how accurate that it is, but honestly, when I did it earlier this week, I absolutely felt like, well, that seems about right. It seems about where I ought to be. And it was disappointing because, like I said, my weight hadn't really gone anywhere. But what was interesting was, well, my bone density is down a bit, which that does not surprise me. I need to drink more milk, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the thing that was funny was they do like a muscle mass, they check like how much muscle do you carry, blah, blah, blah. And they give it as like a number value. And I don't know exactly like what the number value means, but it's like 30 for a female and it's 40 for a male, which, of course, guys carry more muscle. But I've been saying for like forever, I'm like, I cannot be like a tiny, skinny little thing because I basically carry a lot of muscle mass, and I always have. It comes natural, and I do need to like lift weights. And when I lift weights, I get even more muscle. It just kind of, I don't do anything. I'm not lifting heavy weights. I'm just, it's just what happens. And sure enough, my muscle number was 37, which was only a few points off from a man's muscle thing. So I was like, yeah, that's about right. So that kind of reinforced. Like I said, I don't know how it works per se, but it from just those numbers, I feel like it's fairly accurate. And from like the body fat percentage it gave me and everything, I think, it's pretty good. Well, I think it's pretty close to being accurate. I came in at like, what was I, like 29% for or 31. I can't remember. One was BMI. I think my BMI was like 29 and my body fat was like 31, which used to be a lot heavier than that. So that's good. All right. We're going to stop the video. Part 1 is done. Part 2 is getting ready to go, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to have gotten rid of all that. So I'll be right back, guys. And we're back. Part 2. As you can see, went ahead and got all that out. It took a little longer than I thought it would, but frogging always does take longer than you think it's going to. So in the meantime, the dog next door started barking again. Both their dogs started barking. Oh man, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be here for like 18 months, so we're gonna have to figure this out. So it's okay. Conflict resolution. See, I can say that. All right, hold on. I just gotta highlight some things here before we jump back in. Oh, stretch. Oh, whew, tired. All right. And here we go. Happy little trees. All right. So I might just stick with this for now. Not worry about that so much and just focus on going down the page here. Ba-ba-bing, ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-bing, ba-ba-boom. Let's do a little bit right now. So I was going to tell you, we went to a hockey game the other night. Friday night, we got some tickets from a friend of ours. And actually, it was the Canadian neighbors before they moved gave us some tickets as a thank you for helping them with all their moving needs and whatnot. And so it was a let's see, this Colorado Avalanche home team, our team, against New Jersey Devils. So Devils have a lot of really good young players, so that was actually quite enjoyable to watch because they look like they're a team on the upswing. And the Avs are still in transition, trying to figure out their identity. They traded away one of their best players, which needed to happen. The guy didn't want to be here, so it's not our dog barking, is it? You can hear that, right? Yep. Gonna have to figure out the world. But anyway, so we went. It was an okay game. It was kind of a boring game in some ways because neither team was playing particularly well. So because of that, there was just, I think the final score was like 2-1. We ended up leaving a little early just because, let's see, this one's going all the way. This one's going all the way across. Hold on, this is going to be a big Stitcherooski. All right, that's a big one right here. So we ended up leaving a little early. We were tired. We're old. No, we're not old, but we act it sometimes. We don't like to be out late. And late meaning usually anything after 8 o'clock. Most nights I like to go to bed around 9, be perfectly honest with you. But that's just how it is. Dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. That's Arthur next door. Wonder why he's barking. Awesome. I'm gonna start using headphones a lot more. This is gonna look nice. So you guys saw where I hadn't done any I hadn't got any framing done. We had a framing sale and everything at Michael's. Didn't get anything done. There's so many other things I had to get done this week and I just didn't do it. So what I might do is just wait until the mom comes and take her with the pattern to the Michaels and have her choose what she'd like to have done. We'll see. We shall see. I should take some other things too. Oh man, so I'm so excited. How do I say this? So the little girl, and I say little girl because she's like 10 years old now. I can't believe that personally, but she's like 10 years old. And I I cross-stitched that one piece that's something like she believed she could, so she did. And she's just, this kid's like a dynamo. She's small. She's always been kind of on the small side. She loves to swim. Like, she swims like a fish. But because she's so small, she's had issues with just, being as fast as everybody else. Because the longer you are, the faster, the more you can pull, the more you can kick and whatnot. And so she's just always, she's always been sort of kind of lagging behind. But the kid like trains like you wouldn't believe, and has this determination that is just, I mean, honestly, like, I'm impressed. I mean, this kid is something else. She won her first race the other day, her first competitive race in the backstroke. So proud. Couldn't believe it. Well, I can believe it, but I just, we're going to get to see them in a couple weeks. They're coming out back to Colorado here for the holidays, and I need to get that one thing framed for her for Christmas. And so I think that's what I'm going to do for Christmas for her. So, but anyway, I was just like, wow, that's impressive. That is truly impressive. I look forward to seeing what this kid's going to do with her life, because she's the kind of kid that, like, I don't know, she could do anything. She could literally do anything. Oh, so my husband got me, I got me, it was sort of my Christmas present from my husband and to myself. One of the bigger purchases lately. Got a nice camera / video camera for this coming year, especially for like when we take our honeymoon finally on our Alaskan cruise. And so I've been wanting to get a really nice camera. Now my cell phone camera that I've been taking videos and pictures on, it works great. It does. I mean, for your basic things, it works fantastic. But I mean, I'm going to be in Alaska, guys. I need like the best possible pictures and video that I can make. And I also just wanted to kind of upgrade a little bit some of my videos, especially when it comes to like the dogs and the fish and whatnot. So we had a good deal on this camera and went ahead and got it a couple days ago. We didn't think it was going to come in until next week, but it came in really early. And I'm going to do a little unboxing video later. I think I'm just going to create a new channel for it. I don't like to put everything on here and flood you guys. This needs to be just cross-stitching here. And create yet another channel because, why not? And I have a good friend of mine who is a semi-pro photographer, and he's like ridiculously knowledgeable. I actually took his recommendation on getting the camera. So I just kind of want to do a thing on just have a channel just where I use that camera. I'm taking pictures or video of where I go, like here in Colorado, and it's just gorgeous, things that you can see and do and experience. And I don't know, the world needs more beauty. It has a lot of beauty. We need more beauty. We need more positivity. We need more love. We need more love, man. And I don't know, I just keep wanting to do stuff. I'm ridiculous about learning. I love to learn. And this is sort of like the next phase. I've worked with him before. Actually, my buddy that does semi-pro stuff, I've actually worked I did a few weddings with him. I did his wedding, actually. I wasn't the primary photographer, but I was a secondary photographer. And I enjoy setting a scene. I enjoy candid shots, setting those up, making those look great. And that's sort of what I'm the best at. Not best. I mean, that's what I am best at. And, but I'm still very happy about a couple of weddings that I did, some of the photos that I got of different things. I think it's, I don't know, I think they were some of the better pictures that were taken in the whole wedding, but that's just me. That's just me saying that. I think I'm about ready to go on a pattern buying spree again. I've been a little stagnant with my cross stitching, and I feel like you know, I'm going to get this one done. I'm going to get the dogs one done. I got to work. Oh, I do have those other patterns. I don't have the fabric or anything for them yet. I'm going to have to go January, February, make another run over to, you know what? I say that and I have so many patterns to do. I just need to buckle down, reorganize my patterns, do a parade of whips, a New Year's parade of whips, remind myself of all that I have to do. And then I'll be like, oh my God, I have so much to do. But we shall see. We shall see. Okay, where are we on this one? All right, I got to highlight. So just keep stitching away, guys. I hope you're getting progress made on your projects. We're all in this together, guys. After I film this, though, I would like to film my video for how to do large cross-stitch projects, because I keep getting questions about gridding and just some different things when it comes to large-scale projects. And so I just need to make a video where I go through all that. And so it's out there for folks, because I mean, while there is a lot of how to cross-stitch videos, and I'm not going to say, you know, hey, look at this, go bottom left, upper right, you know, I mean, I don't plan on doing anything like that. There's just too many good videos out there already on that. I don't need to add. I don't think I do. Do I need to add, guys? I don't think I do. Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, almost forgot I have little taggy thingy. I know, I'm so technical. Oh. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. I love cross-stitching. If you didn't know, if you can't tell, gosh, I love it. It's so much fun. When I was a kid, I loved jigsaw puzzles. I love the light bright. The light bright to me is the closest thing to this stitching, where you just take a certain color, plug it into the certain thing, and then you got your pattern popped out. Or paint by number. Oh my gosh, man. I'm telling you, like, if I was a kid nowadays, holy cow, I'd be doing the paint by number. I'd be doing that, like, that sketching thing or whatever that people do, or even the tracing stuff. Man, there's so many things to do. So many cool creative things nowadays. It's really incredible. Speaking of which, so that's just popped into my head. I was watching a video yesterday, and there's this family, and I know there are other families that are like this, but there's this family that has been sailing the world for the last, like, I want to say like 5 years. They decided, you know, that their kids were a certain age, and the kids' lives were going by. They all loved to sail, and they're like, well, why don't we just, you know, sell everything and just do this for I don't know how many years, while the kids are growing up, and you know, and just stay close as a family and just experience life. And I mean, in a lot of ways, it's pretty awesome. They seem like they stay down in the southern hemisphere almost exclusively. They sail a lot back and forth, like in the Indian Ocean, South Pacific a little bit, but mostly sort of down there. And I can understand that. There are a lot of small islands, and you know, I suppose you're staying away from, you don't necessarily want to sail around that African coast too much because of the pirates and the Somalian pirates and whatnot that are down there. But they seem like they do quite well for themselves. I really wonder, you know, when they interviewed the kids and everything, and like 2 of the kids really didn't remember life on land, and the older son is like, I can't ever imagine going back to land. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when they get old enough, or when he gets old enough that you know, I mean, he really seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. You know, he seems very pragmatic. But, you know, part of me also wonders if they're doing these kids a favor by sheltering them the way that they are. I mean, obviously everybody has a different view on how to raise kids and whatnot, but when you hear these kids are like talking about, I don't know, just the, you know, I can't imagine life on land, and they're growing up like in this, you know, like I said, they're growing up in these small islands, and I don't even know the last time they've been in a big city or anything like that. And, you know, are they going to be, I mean, they're American. Are they going to come back to America someday? And are they going to have a really difficult time, you know, fitting in? You also wonder about education. You know, how good is their education? I mean, yeah, they're taking all these amazing field trips and this and that, but what are they going to do for their careers for the rest of their lives someday? And I don't know. It's, you know, it's fascinating. It really is. And I mean, I commend them for the courage to do what they've done. It's pretty awesome. It's just going to be, you know, it's one of those things where it would be kind of interesting to see what happens later in life for these guys. And, you know, where they come back and get back into the rat race. And I can imagine that if they left 5-6 years ago and just put all their money into, I don't know, the stock market or whatever, they probably have done fairly well. They do have little jobs that they do. One, the husband is helps with sales and makes sales, or helps sales is in like boat sales. But I can't imagine that gives them a lot of money. Obviously, they make everything. They probably fish a lot, and they make everything on the you know, that they need on the boat and whatnot. But I don't know. It's a different way, you know. It's just a different way, and it's fascinating. I almost kind of wish that they had their own YouTube channel, but their internet is so incredibly spotty that they could never upload, you know, consistently, I think. Although it would be pretty cool if they did. But, well, more power to them. All right. I don't have the guts to do that personally. Well, I shouldn't say guts. I wouldn't choose to do that. I would definitely want to stay with consistent internet. I love my cross stitching. I mean, theoretically, I could go someplace and just cross stitch, but I would still need the internet because and this was the one thing that I had a problem with what the mom was saying, is they had this whole set of like World Book encyclopedias with them. And Mom was very proud of the encyclopedias. And honestly, if that's all you had, I would agree with that. And, you know, because when I was a kid, I had encyclopedias. And yes, I did browse and do everything like that. But she was like, you know, nothing replaces an encyclopedia. You know, just be able to pull out a book and just be able to browse. And I'm like, well, yeah, they call that Wikipedia nowadays. And it's a lot easier and a lot faster and a lot more up to date, and a lot more thorough. Because it's not going to tell you what's happened in the last 5 years with politics or with the way the world has changed, or just, you know, and that is one way that I think that they're doing their kids a disservice, because I think that the internet is both a wonderful and terrible place, and it's kind of like the world, and you do have to pick and choose what you look at, but it is an amazing place to learn and to reach out and to listen to people with differing viewpoints, and or honestly, like these guys that live their lives in different ways that I would not, and to kind of, you know, I don't know, understand and learn. I mean, learning never should stop. You should never feel like you just don't want to do anything else and don't want to learn. Oh man, speaking of that, okay, we're going to just sidetrack here. Actually, we're probably just going to shift because we're getting towards the end of this video, but I did my first Uber trip the other day and I was very excited about it. Speaking of learning and doing new things, So we thought originally that my mom was going to need to Uber to the airport on Thursday when she comes here in Atlanta, but she decided to just have my brother take her instead, which makes me feel better personally. Just because that way I know, because my brother is like ridiculously responsible and he's going to make sure she gets there on time and everything. And I know that she's going to be here just fine. Everything's going to be cool. But before that happened, my husband and I were like, well, maybe we should try an Uber trip just so we know what it's like when we go to Seattle. Look at this. I don't know why I cut this tiny little piece. It's this tiny little piece for a tiny little cross stitch. But anyway, we thought, that we just want to know how it works. So Thursday when I had my day off, and we decided we were going to meet for dinner after my husband got off work, and I was going to take an Uber trip over to this place and just try it out. And I gotta say, it was really cool. Yes, I know that it got exposed that your private information was hacked and blah blah blah, but honestly, it's just my information was new. Hacking and stealing of personal information is a risk with everything nowadays. So I don't tend to dwell too much. I'm a realist, but I'm also a optimist in a lot of ways. And anyway, so I downloaded the app on my phone, and I put my stuff in, put my information in, my address and payment information and whatnot. And then I said, I want to go to this place. And so it gives you a map and whatnot, and you can plug in the name of the place or the address or whatever. So I selected it and got into it. And then when I selected, I was like, oh yeah, okay, so I want to go here. So then what it does is it shows you on the map, like all the different Uber cars that are in your area. And then if one of them decides to pick you up, then it pings all the drivers in the local area, and then it gives the option to the closest one first to pick you up. And if they want to pick you up, then they just hit a button on their phone and it pings back. And then you get a message saying, okay, so there's this, say this guy Bob or whatever is going to come pick you up in his, I don't know, Honda Accord or whatever. He's in a Honda Accord. This is his picture. This is what he looks like. This is his license plate. Here's the GPS on his car. You can watch it as it comes closer to you, and he'll be there in roughly 5 minutes. So go outside and wait for him and that kind of thing. So as he got closer, I could watch. And then when he pulled up, it was like I just popped into the car, and he's like, hey, Julie. And I was like, yeah, you're Bob, right? And he's like, yep. And so he knew where I was going, so he took me over there, and we just chit-chatted the whole time. And I wanted to ask him about life as an Uber driver, because he was doing it full time, and how does he like it, and all these different things. And it was fascinating, and it was a lot of fun. And when you do new things and you try something new and it works out all right, it's just exciting and it's cool. And I know probably a lot of you have already done Uber, but it's pretty straightforward. And when you put your payment information, and you can do anything from a credit card to using PayPal, you basically don't exchange money. And so before the driver comes to pick you up, like when it tells you that, okay, so you're going to go here at this time or whatever, it actually gives you a price. So if you want to pay that price, then you simply acknowledge it. And then when the driver, puts on there that he dropped you off, then your money is deducted and everybody goes on their merry way. And so it's pretty cool. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought the experience was cool. I would do it again. Yes, it's a little pricey. It's easier if you're sharing the trip with multiple people. It was like a 15-minute trip, and it cost like $8.50 or something like that. But honestly, for the experience and for knowing that I now have a way that no matter where I'm at, if I get stuck someplace, I can get home, because I can reach out, and I know that I can always get an Uber thing or whatever. So I was pretty pleased about that. So all right. Anyway, that's my Uber story of the day. You guys use Uber? Let me know if you guys use Uber. That would be sweet. I think we're just going to finish up here. We got some stuff done. We got a lot of stuff redone, or we got a lot of stuff pulled out. And we did a chunk here. Maybe not as much as I wanted to, but you know how a cross stitch is. Stitching takes a while. That's the awesome part about it. But anyway, whoa. I just showed that pattern the whole time, didn't I? Huh. Did I show it the whole time? I think I'm going to pause. I'm going to probably end the video, and then I'm going to go back and take a look. It's only partial pattern, so I hope it's okay, and I might be able to, in the editing, actually like get rid of that, and I hope I do, because I don't like to show patterns. I didn't mean to do that. But we'll go back in and take a look here and see if I can get that taken out. That would be fine if we could. But anyway, so that's it for this Stitch With Me. Thank you. Thumbs up for stitching with me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend or week, whenever it is that you're watching this. And I will see you guys super soon with another video. Take care.